I would love to know how you got the gig with the Sing Off. How did that work? You're in
Sure.
school, and then how do you get a job with? Is it NBC?
It is, yeah. So it was a production company, and the show was on NBC. And the job came about through other people in the acapella world, namely Ed Boyer and Deke Sharon, who were working on the
Okay.
show at the time as the music producers. Basically, they were kind of working with the groups, and Ed was doing a lot of the mixing and editing and stuff. And so they knew me through SoCal Vocals because we were doing
Oh, cool.
competition.
Okay.
We had won the ICCA twice at that point, or about to win again. I don't remember exactly where it was, but we had been doing well in the competition, and so the group kind of had some recognition in the acapella world. And the main thing is that they needed someone to work on the show who was local to LA.
Okay.
So that kind of already off the bat took away a lot of the people that they were already thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
So and it was narrowed down to LA. And so they knew SoCal Vocals were there. So they're probably like, oh, who from that group is good enough to, do this gig? So they got in contact with me and did interviews. I interviewed with Deke. I talked to Deke and I interviewed with producers of the show, line producer, executive producer, and then I actually ended up getting the job the day that I graduated from USC.
Talking a graduation present, right?
Yeah, for real.
So what was exactly your position with that? What did you do with the Sing Off?
I was arranger and coach. I don't remember exactly my title that first year, but it was, because of the Directors Guild and all these other guilds, we have to be very specific about the titles. I think I was just like
That's
assistant vocal
fascinating.
arranger or vocal, something like that. But my job was a lot more than just arranging.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of coaching, um,
Vocal coaching?
vocal coaching, and just making sure the groups, because it was a really quick turnaround every week. So
Mm.
the groups, the arrangements were great. A lot of the groups were doing arrangements themselves. I would also do some. And then, for every season, we
Mm.
had a different team. The team got larger. There were more arrangers, coaches to help out. And we would just kind of go around from rehearsal to rehearsal and just polish up these groups and make sure everyone's really feeling confident and ready. And working with the choreographers, making sure if there was a choreography move that was really too intense and it was compromising the singing quality, we would ask them to change it.
Interesting.
And then we would go to stage and we would, they would rehearse on the stage with microphones, with sets, with lighting, with everything. And then, right after a group went, we would go and give notes and say, oh, this was great, but, here are a couple things that didn't quite read or like that need work. Um, and so then it was rehearsal on stage, there was camera rehearsal, making sure that you're seeing everyone being featured at the correct times.
Yeah, that's super important. Absolutely.
Yeah, so there was a lot to that gig, and it
A
was
lot of work, man.
it was like a total crash course in TV, in entertainment, in how the industry kind of works, the structure of it, the hierarchy, how to work with people.
Mm.
I was, like 23 at the time, 22, 23, working with and coaching 60, 70-year-olds who
Mm-hmm.
were of
Mm-hmm.
these groups. So it was a really interesting position to
Yeah.
be in as a young 20 something, to have to kind of have the authority to direct a lot of these older people. So it was a
Yeah.
really cool experience.
That's fascinating, man. It's amazing. I see. Part of the reason that I want to have these conversations is to show people that it is possible to actually do something in the music industry, and so many people are told that it's impossible because there's at whatever level but making a career out of it is actually possible, and I think that it's so cool to hear your story with that.